Hello everyone, Agent Fluffy here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Equestria Trilogy, Trials and Tribulations, the Stolen Turnabout Part 15. Alrighty. So, we're going to continue on cross-examining. I am back. Let's see. Yeah, nah. Mr. Abney, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true, but so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink, spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lorelei Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh, you can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Abney had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Oh. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Huh. It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Mask. Now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No, wait, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Abney was the one who killed King Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind. It reached prepared alibi and pinned his crime on Ron tonight, as you say. He must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it is nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, may you enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Witness testimony, motive for murder. I, Luke Abney, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. King Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight's first betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill King Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, King Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Blackmail letter updated in court record.
Very well, Miss Wright. Begin cross-examination.
Cross-examination, motive for murder. And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atney and King Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt. In any case, the only one with the motive was Mr. Delight.
Mistook?
That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error.
That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Mr. Best to be? Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course.
Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Let's leave it for now. I can't stand to hear more of his long-winded stories. I'd hold off on pressing him further for now. That's fine. Please continue your testimony. Aw, I was looking forward to one of his long-winded stories. Let's see. You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's? There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee? This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment, and Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place in time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. I wondered... What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa! Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter.
Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied?
No! Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atney?
Well, if it's just a few, I guess all right.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk!
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you got there, Junior?
Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.
Well, basically the newspaper clipping. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Terror of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
But what about it?
The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon that Master Mask stole at all. And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That's what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That's what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that's what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who King Bullard was actually blackmailing. Well, surprise, surprise, look at me. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme.
Do you have some sort of basis for that claim?
You have been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that King Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you.
Ah! Order the court. Order, I say.
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh, I don't like the way you said that. King Bullard blackmailing Luke at me. Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him! Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it surely does.
King Bullard threatened to make Look at Me's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed King Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity that he wanted to keep secret?
That's what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Look at Me wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as a blackmailer. Look at Me was a blackmailer. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that King Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke at Me. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
You have to admit, that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. King Bullard was blackmailing Luke at Me. But Ron DeLay was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Abaddon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Ron DeLay was actually Master Mask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke at Me.
Oh, shit. Shh, silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you?
You say that I, Look at Me, was blackmailing Ron DeLight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask.
Well, yes. Ron DeLight started receiving plans from the second crime onward, correct?
Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime. Good point. You certainly could have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke at Me know that Ron DeMask was... Bleh. During the first crime, how did Luke at Me know that Ron DeLight was Master Mask? I was like, can I fucking read? Ugh. I think I see it.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Yet since you lost in mischief trying to be the center of attention. Oh! Oh my god, yes! That's a fucking roasted! Roast it like an open fire phoenix. Let's fucking go.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you in Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. For tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figure it out, Mr. Adme. That's when you learn that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight.
What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask?
Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Why, how dare you expose me like that? I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life.
You fucking liar! You fucking liar, dude!
I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you? How dare you even try to imply that I could ever fall to such low depths when I tried to do something to a big mountain? You're a fool, Dizzy. Nothing you can do compared to Reggie's reason so good. This great me. Commemorate ace cannot handle blackmail trying to get away with a lot. It's enough to make one laugh.
Oh, God. Fucking. It's too fast to read.
In which we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Adme.
Bailiff, please prepare a show for Mr. Adme.
Objection!
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared for my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Wright.
What are you?
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Adme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right! That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way! Oh, shit. Order, court. Where is Wright?
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Adme was at Mr. Buller's office on that night. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Wright. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Adme was at KB security, and the defense, unfortunately, can't prove it. I can't prove it.
Shush.
But if we hear more of Detective Adme's testimony,
Objection!
unfortunately, that is as far as you go, Mr. Wright. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony, that's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Adme is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask. No.
Well, now, sir lawyer, it seems our love wins out in the end. Well, now, sir lawyer, it seems our love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight will verify that he is a true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Order the court. I should not deliberation over this witness.
I can't can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is. Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can still look for more evidence in. By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Abney will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as masked and mask, which means
he will be innocent as far as the murder of King Bowen is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Abney's guilt of the crime here means that he will never again be tried as King Bowen's murderer.
Oh shit. Now there's nothing I could possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Abney, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness made here today, and it's not as there is no more testimony. I'm afraid I have declared there will be no further questions of this witness. Are there any objections?
Oh no.
Then I hereby end cross-examination of Luke Abney.
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice, no way. Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that is really Maya who is standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rhonda Light will verify that he is a true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something about our Michigan Joe?
Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you... Very well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defendant to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Let's see. Last testimony.
Indeed, it is true that I was not a Lord Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Rondelite. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was here. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Massy Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zavari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
Witnesses' earlier remarks do not appear to be hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, said a lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Lucasme's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a second, just one chance? Ha! Seems that the party is about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems that the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find a contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
I am going to save my progress. Examination, last testimony. Mr. Abney, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Abney, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Abney? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. The buttons did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime? It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right, the defendant has yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know about this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Abney?
There is no way you should have known about that. Hey! Yeah, let's go.
You're in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how do you know about that piece of information?
Well,
Come on! This detective must have known about it. Excuse me. You probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for a detective admin to have found that out.
only one.
One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed a real killer.
Objection!
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Abney. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer is also seen around Delight. Impossible. Ooh. Detective Abney, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed King Bullard and assaulted Ron DeLine. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
That's the same line you gave yesterday. Yeah, exactly the same fucking line, dude. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
What an awfully complicated incident. King Bullard was blackmailing Luke Abney, who was in turn blackmailing Ron DeLight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Abney tried to frame Ron DeLight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his truth crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan to use a double jeopardy rule in making his alibi.
At any rate, it was here we finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know,
You never committed a murder.
that's right. I'm so glad you understand that. But, I
really am Master Mask!
huh? So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it,
I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. But for now?
now then, the glorified defendant. Not guilty! Yay! Finish! Nice!
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I'm Master Mask after all. October 14th, 3:35 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix! Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seemed kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the cry and channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all this has happened.
Come on, just be happy already.
Maya.
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Boot.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask? Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together!
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right. Really? Can we go back to the way these were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kinda wish you would check on me first. Mr. Light, even a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. And that is the sacred urn. The sacred urn? Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Oh, there you are! Mr. Light. You did it, Ronnie! You're innocent! I'm so happy! Thank you. I appreciate that, but I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what's going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, missing Maya, congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you, with an unmatched wife, in front of missing Maya? No, I will never forget. I'll never forgive you, never, ever! Oh, shit.
So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Episodes 2, The Stolen Turnabout, the end. Stolen Turnabout. This is the end of the Stolen Turnabout. I just got an achievement. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna have my final thoughts on, now on the case for, the Stolen Turnabout. I really like that. I really like the case a lot, especially the second trial is my favorite part. And stuff like that. All the twists and turns and everything. I still mistake the paint for blood because I played too much Danganronpa, but still. The next episode, next case, is called Recipe for Turnabout. Alrighty. I don't know when I'm gonna start doing that, but yeah. This has been Agent Fluffy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Agent Fluffy here, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me even more, feel free to support my Patreon. The links are right here.